Hey everybody. So I decided I would get out my rifle targets that I bring to my Patriot Form shooting classes that I run to give you an idea of what I bring to the class, why I bring it, and the stuff that I like to use in case you want to buy some steel for yourself. So here's my lineup. You can see there are 6 targets here. Okay. One is meant for 100 yards. I've shot it at 75 and had no deformities, but it's meant for 100. That's this one back here. Shootsteel.com, regular old rifle target. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Shootsteel.com short range rifle targets. And then I've got 1 MGM short range rifle target. Now, I went with Shootsteel.com. They run great sales. They're reasonably priced. They're pleasant to talk to. I've used their customer service numerous times and never had a problem, and not because products broke, shipping issues and stuff like that. So I do enjoy Shootsteel.com for their steel. I had no affiliation to them or MGM, just so y'all know. So here's what I got for a lineup. These two right here, okay, are my oldest. These suckers are probably 7 years old, maybe. I bought one, then quickly bought another right after it, so I like shooting multiple targets. I actually would bring these up to the police range when I was on the job and I was a farm instructor for the officers to shoot at. These two targets probably each have 8,000 rounds on them. They've lasted a long time. So these were the originals, the OGs of the group. Then I wanted another one, and I bought the MGM. We had MGM at the police range. It was good quality stuff. They make a good product. I liked it, but there were some problems. There were a few things I didn't like. It's holding up well, but there's a few things I didn't like. Then I bought this short-range rifle target over here, and then I bought this short-range rifle target over here just recently. So that's last year. That's this year. Here's the lineup. Okay, so these two right here, they're static in nature. That means there's no pivot point or anything for them to rock on. I do have steel 2x4 guards if you're using short range rifle targets or rifle targets in general, and they're not using steel posts. You want the steel 2x4 post guards. You need it. It's going to tear your post apart. You'll be constantly replacing 2x4s. So when these get set up for my first class in the spring, they'll post to be on there. So these things have held up well. So there's dimpling on the face of this thing. Now, short-range rifle targets in general, 100 yards and in, are not meant for light armor piercing like M855, the green tip stuff, or they're not made for like the bimetal, the Russian 7.62 bimetal, or anything like that. They can take it, they're not going to go through, but they're going to start to really dimple it. 100, it's not so bad. I will tell you, anything under 100, it's going to get pretty brutal on your targets after a while, and you just end up replacing them sooner than later. So I'm very particular about that. I like my stuff to last as long as possible because I am a business, and as much as I love teaching and it's my calling, I still need to keep the business in business. So these have done well. You can see, just like any other steel, I hit the corner here, or somebody hit the corner here. It made an indentation in it. It's there's no avoiding that, especially with the short range rifle targets. These don't make any noise when you hit them. My OGs here, no noise when you hit them. You can see they're using an H base down there. It's very stable. I get a little bit of movement. This is uneven ground right here, so there's some movement. But on flat ground or solid ground, there's very little, if any, movement. So these have done me a tremendous job. I mean, they've held up, and you know what? At any point in time, I can flip the plate around and remount it to the bracket here and have a clean surface with no deformities in it, if that's what I decide I'm going to do. So after that, I bought the MGM. Why did I not buy any more MGMs? We'll start with that, right? This is why. It's on a short post because otherwise, there goes the stand. It's on a short post because when you set it up, see how far this bracket hangs out? Well, this is the stand it came with. This thing becomes very unstable. I usually stake it down and the stakes come loose, or I weigh it down with items to make sure that it's staying in place. When we're shooting rifle at closer ranges, 25, 50 yards, okay? If I'm on 100 yards, the thing's not having a problem. It's got a little bit of deformity on the front of it, but nothing major. This thing's probably 4 years old, and it's held up well. It's probably got 3,000 rounds on it or so. It's doing a good job. It has 2 bolts that hold it on. And just this long arm with the swivel on it just make it cumbersome to pick up, makes it cumbersome to store, and it makes it off balance, especially when you're shooting close. Just like these, you know, put a post guard on there to save your post if you want them to last a long time, or buy some kind of metal 2x4 post setup. So that's the MGM. Again, so they don't sell this anymore, probably because of this problem, I would assume. Their short range rifle target, which is rated for 50 yards, if I saw the information correctly, if I remember correctly, not 25 like shootsteel.com, 50 yards. I really dig shooting rifle at 25 yards. It's on steel. It gives me that instant feedback, and I don't have to go up and check holes on paper and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Again, I would never buy this again, but they don't sell it, so it's a moot point. All right, let me go over the next one. So after this one, I was like, I'm going back to shootsteel.com. These things have just been solid. I wasn't happy with the fact they don't make noise. This thing makes noise when it hits the steel post. These don't move, it doesn't make noise. And they remedied that with this short range rifle target. They're called the SRRT, short range rifle targets, on their website. I'm not sure if I think they still sell this, or they're getting rid of it and going on to their newer one over there. This one swivels. So what happens when you hit it? Ting, ting, and the noise is coming from the bottom of the plate hitting the guard, right? So again, I have a guard on this, a metal steel guard to take the spalling so it doesn't destroy the 2x4s. And when this hits it, it makes a good noise. Like the MGM target here, it does stick out a little bit, but their stand is super wide. This thing does not move when we're shooting at it. There's no rocking or anything like that, as long as the ground is stable. Great target, can't complain. Has 4 bolts that hold the steel onto the brackets. Good solid target, nothing to complain about. It is, without a tape measure or something, it is definitely thicker than the original. So that I can tell you. Let's say maybe this is 3/8 and this is 1/2 inch, guesstimate. But it's definitely thicker and heavier. I can take it apart into 3 pieces. It's easy for me to travel with it because I do travel with my steel from class to class to class. Nice concept, same with these originals. Nice, same with this. Doesn't store as well because of that little arm, but nonetheless it does work. Same with this. This has the arm that sticks out. Doesn't quite store as well. But it does come apart, and it is easier to transport than my other short range rifle target by shootsteel.com. Okay. Right here I have the newest one. So I got that one last year. I just got this one. So this short range rifle target right here, the Armadillo maybe? Armadillo SRRT. You can see the angle on it, right? It's extreme. It's pretty extreme. It's more angle than the OGs right over here, and then the one that I bought last year. Steel post, okay, versus plywood. Versus 2x4s. It's got the X bracket stand. It's very stable like that one is. Good solid target. I haven't shot it. I'll tell you that. It hasn't been shot, but the stand, I've moved it around and stuff. The stand is solid. If it's on solid ground, the thing's not going anywhere. The only thing I don't like about this, it's purely a transport. If you got a range where you're not moving steel around, this thing will be fine, right? This thing doesn't come into 3 pieces, right? It's the plate, and then the post is bolted to the stand, and the stand is 4 separate pieces. So if I unpost the bolt from the stand, the stand from the base, I've got 5 pieces, right? And then it's a little bit cumbersome to put back together. It'd be nice if these brackets were each 1 piece or had the ability to be put together and then the stand bolted on. Maybe make it a little bit longer, bolt back, bolt front, and then have 2 bolts in the middle that I can slide that stand onto. And I think I saw that somewhere with another company's Target where they had 2 bolts in the center. You could slide it on and then torque it down. Hey, enough. Sorry, that's my dogs. Come here. Hey, come here. All right, good doggy. Yeah, relax. Oh, you almost hit the steel, sweetie. All right, so short range rifle target. It'll be good, interesting to see how it goes this year when we start shooting this thing. You can see the plate's kind of big. It's that heavier 1/2-inch steel, I'm pretty sure. Definitely heavier than the other stuff. And it slides on in a very interesting fashion like this. And I believe it makes noise when you hit it, which is nice at 100 yards. I mean, you can see you're hitting the thing, but when it makes a little bit of noise, it's nice to be able to hear that. So that's my latest short range rifle target from shootsteel.com. I'm really looking forward to blasting this thing and having my students work on it. I like having multiples of these things because then we can sit there at 25 yards and work bill drills and with rifle at 25 yards and stuff like that. So, and then my last rifle target is this fellow right here, shootsteel.com. The base it's that X bracket base, which is nice. It's really sturdy. Their design of their base seems like a good sturdy design. Again, the base and the post don't separate. It'd be nice if the base and the post separated for transportation purposes, even for storage. If I had a home range, I wouldn't want to leave this stuff out. You know, I'd want to put it in a Connex or a shed or something, and it'd just be easier if I could take it into 3 pieces, lay it into a trailer, drive it into the shed or the Connex, and then unload it nice and flat, without having to take it apart. And then this rifle steel right here, 3/8 inch. You can see it is not at any kind of steep angle. It's the angle for the most part that's creating the ability to shoot it closer. It does make a lot of good noise, which is awesome. It uses the spring that they have, their spring system for their steel on the bolt. You know, it makes good noise. I've shot this thing at 50 and 75 yards as well as 100. It says 100. I've shot it at 75. Hopefully the steel plate police don't come and get me. But it's held up well. It's got very little dimpling. Again, that's because I don't abuse it. I don't shoot it close, and I don't let people or myself shoot it with light armor piercing like M855 green tip or bimetal or something like that. But you know what? For a 100-yard or even a 75-yard target, the thing's awesome. It's super sturdy. Now, I'll be honest, this base did not come with this target. They sent me this base by mistake. This is what I love about shootsteel.com, right? I order that, it needs that base, I get that target, and this base, and that target don't work. Call them up, hey man, you know, here's what I got, guys. Hey, we sent you the wrong base. I'll send out a new one. No questions asked. I send them a picture, right? No, you know, no, hey, anything like that. No weird stuff. Send it back. This, that. No, just boom. We'll send you out a new one right then and there. It was great. But this is a plate from shootsteel.com, and this is shoot stoke. So I set it up like this. It seems to work. We'll see what happens. Should be interesting. But it's super heavy duty. The base again is, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's designed for a plate like this, so this should be fine. That's my setup. This is my, I do have one more piece of steel. It goes on the ground. I think it's shootsteel.com. I think it's on liquidation right now. I think they stopped making it. Not a bad piece of steel, but it's on the ground. You can shoot it kind of close, which is nice. It has multiple angles when you put it down there. I didn't bring that one out because I don't really use it too much, because everything I like to do is chest height. So that's it. Any questions? Feel free to hit me up in the comments down below. Any comments on the videos, any videos you want to see, anything like that, hit me up in the comments. You can go onto my Instagram, my Facebook, you can email me, whatever you want to do. Send me ideas and stuff like that for future videos. PagePerformanceShooting.com is the website. Go onto it. Sign up for my emails. My emails, I send out special offers to my people that are signed up on emails for class discounts sometimes. So that's a good way to get a little discount on a class if you want to do some shooting. And then my classes are starting up in April, all over the place. Hope to see you there. Everybody stay safe. Talk to you soon.